Hello again, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Awakening Journey, Remembering Who We Are. And this is part two with my dear friend and a great guest, Karim Al Koussa. In the previous episode, we talked about Karim's journey of awakening, and we started digging into really interesting topics. If you just popped in, I would like to tell you that Karim is a great, famous Lebanese and international author. His interests are in history, in religion, esotericism, and philosophy, and lots of things. So he is a great inspiration and insight to us. And Karim, I want to thank you because in the previous recording, Karim shared with us for the first time, and this is for the good of people, of all humanity, his own personal story of awakening, because the energies are now ready to start sharing this with everyone so that people understand that this is real and it's going to start happening to each and every one of them. Karim Al Koussa, thank you again.
Thanks again, Nadine. Thank you again.
So, Karim, would you like to add anything to what I just said, or shall we?
No, I just want to say sorry to the audience because I lost electricity here in Lebanon. It always happen on Lebanese, so in here in Lebanon. So I'm sorry about
Yes,
that.
and this rings well with Karim because he wrote a book called Pythagoras the Mathematician. So, poof, he ended in a theatrical way. Perhaps it was intended. It's like ta-da! Yeah, no worries, Karim. What you represent, the knowledge you represent is very important. So let's continue. We started with a very hot topic. There are so many topics we could discuss with Karim, but I'm trying to select a few. We discussed the Ananukis last time, and we talked that there are lots of conflicting information at the current time. And Karim said that the Ananukis, according to him, but there are other stories, are what are called the fallen angels that came, that were jealous
Yeah.
from humanity, how we got the chance to be. But Karim, correct me if I'm wrong, uh, how we got to experience this form, experience in form, okay? And then from form, we're gonna experience going back to unity, and this is something that hasn't been done before. This is for the first time we go into this test. So Karim, and you mentioned something very important. You talked about the DNA. They changed something in our DNA. Ha, and this is very important. Can we talk about that? Because there are lots of topics. The scientific evidence shows that we have lots of junk DNA. We are using how much? 5%, 7% of our current DNA, and they call the rest
Yeah, not that much. Yeah.
dormant junk DNA. And the codes that are coming now to Earth, and things are being said about reactivating our DNA, which is being done in the ether, the energy bodies of us. So, Karim, what can you tell us about this? So let's continue about the Ananuki stories. And are they related to Baalbek? And what can you tell us about this?
Yeah. So the Anunnaki are according to my perception, are the fallen angels who descended upon Mount Hermon here in Phoenicia. And then they were expelled out of Phoenicia and they suddenly appeared in Sumer. They were expelled by Enoch and the good angels. And because one of the fallen angels, one of the 20 leaders of the fallen angels who appeared on Mount Hermon, his name was Ananiel, which is he's equal to Enlil. And you can also see the similarities in the name Ananiel, Enlil, who led the Anunnaki in Sumer, and they started to enslave humanity there. And they played with the genes because they want humanity to be dumb. How to enslave humanity? By put them in a matrix, by changing their DNA that is already planned by the divine will to reach divinity through a laboratory called the earth. So the good angels and the evil, the fallen angels, they were working in the workshop of earth. So earth is a workshop.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Uh,
school. It's a school,
and
yeah.
yeah, so exactly. So the fallen angels, Anunnaki, they wanted to enslave humanity. That's what they wanted. They don't want a human to become divine, as in the biblical terminology, Satan doesn't want humanity to become divine. Um, so this the same logic. You feel it in mythology and in religion.
Karim, this rings a bell.
Baalbek
Yeah.
has
Mm,
Baalbek has nothing to do with the Anunnaki. I mean, there
mm,
are a lot of misinformation in the world,
mm.
a lot of misinterpretation in the world. Some people want to attribute Baalbek to no, they're not. It's not. Um, According to what I know, is Cain. Cain who built Baalbek, and the original name of Baalbek is Enochia, because
Mm.
Cain is the son of Enoch. And Enoch in the book of Enoch is said to have been instructed by Archangel Uriel in the art of masonry. So basically, whoever built Baalbek is received the knowledge of masonry from the angels, from the archangels. Whether you call those archangels celestial beings or cosmic beings, that depends on your understanding and your interpretation of the book of Enoch.
So obviously, we understand that civilization was somewhere up there, and then it dropped, fell, and then now it's like going back, rising back again. And
Yeah,
the description you gave about the Anunnakis who altered the humans' genes, they didn't want them to use all their potential to reach out their divinity again, to put them in a sort of matrix, let's say box. There are two matrices now, one divine matrix that connects us with everything, and what shall we call this one, the 3D matrix that puts us in a box. This
yeah,
description that is like that, it kind of reminds us of the elite few who are governing earth now. Is there a
exactly,
correlation with these
exactly.
Anunnakis? Are they incarnating again with us, or are they sort of influencing humans in here? What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. The idea of world, the I mean, the world, the new order, the world, the new order, not new. It's ancient. It's and it's related to the Anunnaki's plan to I mean to create a kind of a halt for the journey of the humans to become divine. So they don't want this to happen with the humanity. That's why they enslave them and they put them away from their potential smart DNA, from their potentialities to become divine. And Jesus, I mean, the Jesus, when he came to earth, he came on a mission to just uh, liberate humanity again and
Hmm.
help humanity to walk with God once more, as did Enoch before him. So it's the
We're gonna
same
go
mission.
there. We're gonna go there now, and some of the new discoveries are even showing that Jesus came before, as perhaps Enoch or perhaps Horus or perhaps we don't know about that. So many people came to awaken people. So as you said before, there are
Exactly.
the good angels trying to help the ones who want us to reach our divinity, the others who don't want that. So let's now dig into Jesus. And as you said before, in esotericism, and you had your spirit teacher, the guide, the priest who guided you in
Yeah.
esotericism. Now, your journey in the holy books and all, how Jesus, and why did you write Jesus the Phoenician? I mean, who is Phoenicia? Who are the Phoenicians? Let's begin with that. To begin with, and why did you choose that? Shall we?
Yeah, yeah. So the idea of Jesus is very interesting. Always, it's a fascinating. story to begin with, and Jesus is a Christ. The Christ consciousness is in Jesus, so he came here to provide us with his consciousness, and is following the same sacerdotal line, if you want, the same ancient group, great white fraternity, started with Enoch, continued with Melchizedek, with Hiram Abiv, with Pythagoras, and Jesus. So it's and they were marked by a special divine mark to lead the human and humanity to understand who they are in reality as divine humans. As Pythagoras said, that humanity is a smart evolution of the animal kingdom of Earth, and divinity is a smart evolution of man. So the idea is how to you develop yourself, how you become more aware of who you are in reality. Um, and Jesus is here on earth just to lead us toward the truth, since he said many times, I'm the way, I'm the truth, I am the light. Um, what he did is he came here on earth to help humanity by even going further, showing to the world that he can sacrifice himself for the good of people, because he actually believes that there is a resurrection. So the idea of resurrection is not is an ancient theological concept that existed in Phoenicia. For example, Adon dies and resurrects in April, and we as Christians celebrate resurrection of Jesus in April. And Jesus resurrects after 3 days. It's mirroring the phoenix resurrection after 3 days from his burned ashes. So these are the sons of fire, the sons of light.
Light. They call
And
them fire. Yes, they are
they
light.
came here on earth because, yeah. So the role of Jesus is to show us the way that we somehow forgot as a humans, because of many things that happened during our process and our evolution here on earth. And I believe that now Jesus the Phoenician is an academic work that proves that Jesus was Phoenician, not Jewish, because we have so many evidence, not only connected to to theological ideas, but also geography helps us. We have two Bethlehems, and even in the etymological name of Jesus, Emmanuel, which means with us, and El is known to have been
God.
the Most High God of the Canaanite
Mm.
Phoenicians. So a lot of things I put there in the book, Jesus the Phoenician, to prove that as Jesus being Phoenician. And even the idea of resurrection, we don't have it. It's not there in Judaism. The idea of the Son of God is not there in Judaism, whereas you can find it in Phoenician and Egyptian tradition. Uh, yeah,
I have a question here for the audience. When you say Phoenicia, which countries are you referring to in general? Because we will
so
discover
you're
that there
asking
are,
me?
yes, which countries are in Phoenicia? Because as we discover, and as I'm doing research on history, apparently a huge number of humanity now today has roots as Phoenicians. They are not just
Yeah,
they are not just a
yeah,
few bunch
because
of people in the Middle East. So Phoenicia
yeah,
extends to where? Where does it extend,
yeah,
Phoenicia?
exactly. I mean, the Phoenicians were basically in Lebanon, in ancient Lebanon. Part of Canaan, Phoenicia is Lebanon. It reaches Al Arish of Egypt. In the time, some of part of Syria nowadays. It's a huge place. I mean,
And
the land of
Palestine,
Canaan, Phoenicia,
Palestine as well.
and
Palestine
Palestine.
as
Yeah,
well. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. And because the Phoenicians were the seafarers, were the pioneers, were the seafarers, they seeded their knowledge and their DNA everywhere around the world. They
Yes.
reached they reached Africa, they reach Europe, they
UK.
reach UK, they reach the US, uh, and that's why when we see in ancient mythologies that people came from the east on ships and they gave us knowledge, as Graham Hancock refers to that in his series, but he
Mm-hmm.
refused to admit that they were the Phoenicians.
Mm.
This is one of his problems. A lot of people have problems with identifying, with saying the truth
w- w-
completely.
we're not gonna point fingers now. We're just gonna put the
Yeah,
pieces of the puzzle, and we will later see how everything somehow fits. This is how
yeah,
I see
definitely,
it.
definitely.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, yeah,
recorrecting
yeah.
because it's obvious that the Phoenicians were the first seafarers and who brought knowledge, and they seeded everywhere.
The
In
see.
the, for example, in the United States, in Salem, New Hampshire, they found the temple for Baal, and they connected the temple to Stonehenge in UK and directly to Beirut because we had stone circles in Beirut. Uh, in addition to that, Britannica, the ancient name of Britannica is Bartanach, which is the land of tin, where the Phoenicians had a reservoir of tin.
Mm.
And we have Marseille, for example, in France, it's called Marseille, the port of Ile. So the
Karim,
Phoenicians were everywhere.
yeah, and I saw a documentary talking about the sea people, the sea people. Karim, could we put a frame time of this civilization? How many thousand years ago was it? So, in short, what Karim is saying, if we look at it, or if we look at any historian's theory, hypothesis, we notice that we are all related. We are all one big family that extended in a way. There is no division, no
Yeah, yeah,
separation. I mean, I might have a
yeah,
grandfather in the UK, a grandfather in Africa or in China, or yeah, this separation of no, I am European, no, I am this, I am that, may not be the correct way of seeing things. So we're moving back to unity. So the Phoenicians, how many thousands of years ago was the civilization, if you could trace it back?
Well, according to DNA, I mean, DNA is done by geneticists. For example, Pierre Zaloua and others. They went back to identify the G2 definition DNA to 13,000 BC, at
Which
least
you are talking about,
13,000 BC.
you are talking about the time when Atlantis was before the cataclysm. You are talking about that time. The good thing now about history, why new things will unfold, because we have new science, the DNA. You have now,
Yeah,
you can look up in the stars and you can know, like 2,500 years ago there was an earthquake here, a cataclysm. You can know everything and then put the pieces of the puzzle together. So basically, hopefully, in the near future we'll be knowing more about our history and we'll be connecting more of the dots. Now let's move history away from
yeah,
history. I'm interested in Christ and Christ consciousness. And you said something really important. There was lots of misinterpretation in the Bible, whether the way we interpret it, the way we understand it. You see, we were taught stuff that were wrong, and then we understood them again with the light, coming in, this new way of seeing. But if you read closely, even if they try to explain things in a wrong way to us, if you read in between the lines, Jesus gave lots of parables and examples, and it's right there in front of you, staring
yeah,
at your face. You just needed to see it. So, and when you said about our DNA, they made us stupid. So it's like wherever we tell these people, we make them believe this, they will believe. But now we are awakening. We are being reactivated
exactly.
again by the light. And when we read and see and we notice there is something wrong in here, it doesn't match. So Christ said, I am the way. He is the way. I am the way. The way where? To our being united again with Father, okay? This unity. And when we talk about Jesus, we are talking about Christ consciousness. He came to implement this Christ consciousness on earth and make it available to us, to make the road, if you want, closer to us. And in my understanding, Christ consciousness, people are waiting for the second coming of Christ as in a person coming again and judging people. You are bad, you go there. You are good, come with me. They are waiting for the same scenario. Or the Christ consciousness, this awakening of Christ consciousness within us is the second coming of Christ. He already did his job. Jesus did
Yeah,
his job.
yeah,
So
yeah,
tell us,
yeah. I
tell us.
agree with that. Yes.
Tell us juicy stuff, Karim. Go ahead. The mic is yours. Tell us everything, things in the Bible. What would you like to share with us?
Yeah, what you're saying exactly is the truth. It's we're going into this collective consciousness, which is the Christ consciousness. So he's not coming in physical body again, because he already came, and but his consciousness, it's still there. It's projecting upon us every day and every moment. It's about us to receive it, and we are uh, going through that now, because it's like, what is the sign of Aquarius? It's baptism. Baptism.
Mm.
We're going into the baptism. It's in the age of Aquarius, uh, when we will have the Christ consciousness, one stream of consciousness, all humanity, whether you are a Christian or not Christian. So it doesn't have,
This is for
it's not
everyone. This is for
limited to,
everyone. Yes, yes.
yeah, exactly. It's a universal thing. It's a collective consciousness, not only selected to certain people, but people actually uh, should work on themselves, should understand that the job that they have to do is not only waiting for this. They have to work. They have to prepare themselves. They have to start awakening the energy in themselves. We are the temple. We are the temples, the temple of God. We're not we're not here just, as I said before. The Anunnaki came to destroy this temple that we are. Jesus came to liberate and to resurrect. He said, if they destroy the temple, which is him, I will raise him up in 3 days. So I will raise the body in 3 days. So our role is to raise the consciousness in ourselves, raise the energy. It's in us. Don't hide it. But actually, humanity should understand that their role is to become divine. Like H.P. Blavatsky in her work, the founder of the Theosophical Society, she said many times that every atom tends to become divine. Not only humanity is destined to become divine,
Earth,
every atom is
Earth,
destined to become
the
divine.
animal. Yes, yes, yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah, and that's how Pythagoras in his teachings, he said that Earth is described as a cube, and Pythagoras wanted to bring the cosmic heaven onto Earth. So
Mm.
he placed a dodecahedron, which is a geometrical shape
Oh,
that
like,
represents, yeah, that represents heaven, and it have 12 sides of pentagon. And he placed the dodecahedron on the cube, which means he brings the ether, the heaven, and place it on earth. And when the cube is unfolded, it became a cross
ah.
of 7 square, which is the
Mm-hmm.
symbol of the initiate.
Mm.
Every individual is becoming a cross. when the initiation happens. So Earth is a cube that is yet to be unfolded.
So this is where the misinterpretation of the cross and of the second coming of Christ happens,
Exactly.
and we are reinterpreting all this in the new light, because as I said before, light is increasing on Earth from the solar flares increasing, and now next week we have the spring equinox. Heaven will going to open up, and woo, our guides up there were gonna be coming here. We have so much help from up there coming to help us awaken and go back to our divinity. You mentioned the dodecahedron. Are you familiar with Matthias de Stefano? I like the guy. He talks about the dodecahedron, and I did meditations with there. They did activation again to the ley lines of Earth. We meditated to reactivate the ley lines of Earth, and the symbolism of the Christ and the resurrection. We need to resurrect our own selves. People think someone is
Exactly.
gonna come from outside and do the work for you. No, we are here to become
No, it
masters,
doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. Yes, it
to
doesn't
become
happen like that.
ourselves ascended masters. We signed up for this to become ascended masters, and we chose this challenge, actually going to separation and going back to unity and ascending. We chose that challenge, and can you imagine, Karim, when more people will awaken? I mean, and they remember, and as we are talking, and it makes sense to us. Now, it wouldn't make sense to some people. We are still classified as in the blasphemy category, but when they awaken to their totality of self, what a great joy that
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
it would
Yeah,
be.
definitely. And can you imagine the living in a utopian way of life when we are living as brothers and sisters here on Earth all together, regardless of our religion, of our race, of our gender, of our whatever? You know, it's we are definitely, the plan is to become one. We go into unity. That I'm saying, collective consciousness, because there is no we can reach any of this. We cannot reach ourselves if we are divided, because the other is me in a different shape or form, but he is me. I mean, we're all, if you look at us, all of us, we are all the same, you know.
This is
And we have to break the barriers, the barriers of race or barriers of religion, and start to think as one humanity that has been misled. Specific groups of people who wants to control us. Like, for example, the politicians today, the organized religion, the Anunnaki in the ancient days. There are always somebody who are this group of secret societies, not all of them, some of them, their goal, their agenda is to break humanity, you know, by the
but
separations, creating
mm,
the, think that, but smart, and we have
I
this
think
in
this,
us.
yeah, it got interrupted. What is in us, did you say?
See?
Are we getting do you see me freeze, or I seem fine to you, Karim?
No, it's a bit going and coming, but I was saying that the,
Yeah, the last
what
thing
I'm
you were
saying is
saying,
that
yeah.
from yeah, I was saying it's in us. I mean, the smart DNA is in us. We have to be smart because we are smart. We're not dumb. The organizations, the conditions, the geopolitical situation, the Anunnaki, all that were here to imprison humanity, and to separate us by race, by gender, by everything. But we are one. That's what I'm saying.
But we
We
are
are one. We
stronger.
have
We
to
are
be.
stronger. We already won. And they know
Yeah,
it. We already won, and they know
yeah,
it. They were scared of the day that many people will awaken. They were scared of that specific day. And
yeah, yeah, exactly. And
we did it, and there's nothing that's gonna bring things back to where they were. Now, did you mention something, Karim,
that's
about,
why that's
yeah,
why people that's why
Karim? I'm losing you.
yeah,
That's why people,
yeah, that's why people I mean they should, and we are one, they should work, we should work all collectively as one people to cross to divinity by being all awakened to the truth, you know, and the truth is out there. Don't be
not
afraid,
not
fear
just
not.
out there, it is within. Fear not, fear not, fear not. لا تخف أنا هو لا تخف. Fear not. I am he. I am the one. So I want to just, because you
Yeah,
said,
because
yeah,
fear is one of the elements they're using to control the masses, you know.
exactly. They played on fear, shame, guilt, low frequencies, but Earth is moving from
Yeah,
fear to love. We are moving from fear to love again, from separation to
yeah,
unity. And you said
to
something
unity, exactly.
you said something very important, Karim. I need to repeat it because maybe it was a bit freezing. I just want to make sure that your words will be received, well received. What Karim said, Karim said something very important and that we believe in now. I am you and you are me, and we are all one. I don't understand when you have one small family, the nuclear family, they think they are the family, so they take care of each other, but the others, no, you are not my family. No, this one is black, this one is white, this one is Muslim, this is no, you are all one sparkle of God. You came from source, from God, you separated like that, and you are here together. Karim is my mirror, I am his mirror, we are one. And when we reach that, there is no longer competition, there is no longer jealousy, there is no longer manipulation. It's a
Yeah,
divine dance and harmony all together. And as you said, do not be scared of doing the work. The energies now are going to help people, and the knowledge is within your
yeah,
DNA anyway. So the knowledge is coming from you, from the DNA, and it is coming from your ether, because we are more than this body. We are energy bodies, okay? And we are multidimensional.
exactly,
And the help is coming from above. 22nd, the equinox, heavens will open. It is called heaven's cross. It's the cross that the Christians were waiting for in the apocalypse. So we will be start receiving help from our guardian angels, beings of light, and so on. Karim, we still have 2 minutes. What it's I mean, we can't get enough. Do you wanna do you wanna have more recordings, or shall we resume, or how would you like to wrap things up to with our audience?
well, yeah, I don't mind to have third lesson, but I mean the internet is going and coming, and so that's
Yeah,
why
the
I'm
internet
of
is yeah, the internet now, the first recording was better. Uh, we will see. So how would you like to wrap this recording, Karim, to our audience? What shall we leave them with the last word?
I would say yeah, I would say simply fear not, because we are not here to be afraid of anything. We are strong and embrace love, love and light. You will feel better, and this is the path that would lead to who you are in reality, sons and daughters of the light, of the divine.
Exactly, exactly. And hopefully everything will happen in divine timing, in divine timing. When you feel challenged with new things, things crashing out in your life, listen to these. The universe is pushing you to take another direction, change directives, keep your mind flowing. Karim, I want to thank you so much. I think we can film together like hundreds of episodes. For thank you for part two of this episode. Thank you for your insight, for all you have shared with us. Uh,
Thank you, Nadine. Thank you for having me.
and to the audience, please do subscribe, comment below, and share if you like. And we will hopefully probably plan more recordings later. Okay, Karim? Nice evening to you, Karim.
All
Thank you
right.
again. Thank you, audience. And bye bye.